Welcome to 54 Golf. I want to start off today's show with...
He is that even keel guy. Nothing's going to bother him. He plays well in the Ryder Cup.
The majors are always the best opportunity to answer that question.
As far as the pros, they should be able to hit that shot. We don't hit the ball as good as them.
You're right in the fact that he's an absolute superstar. And he's just like running to a car to get a granola bar.
So we recorded an entire episode that we are not going to release this week, but there's just no way that we could let this news pass without at least two of us getting together to discuss what went down today. Probably maybe the biggest moment in the history of LIV Golf after the formation of the league. You could throw like Bryson's US Open win in there, maybe signing of Jon Rahm, but going from 54-hole competition to a 72-hole competition is a leap that, you know, rumors always about it throughout the history of the league of going to that 72-hole format. But from a golf fan's perspective, and I'll give my opinion here in a second, are you completely surprised? And then on top of that, does this add or subtract from your interest in the league?
I'm not completely surprised. I'm super hyped about it, first off. I think this is going to help in every single way. And just to touch base, I am that person, and it may be a small percentage of people, I've golf on every single day, whether it's the LPGA, whether it's the juniors, whether it doesn't matter what it is, golf is on in my house every single day. My wife thinks that I'm nuts. She thinks I'm obsessed. She probably wants me to stop at every single point. But first of all, if for any of the haters that are talking about, we're getting one extra day of golf. Like, if they could play on somehow on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that'd be even better, because then I have golf the entire time. But I think it's great for just growing the game. And I saw this coming just because I talked to Jay about it earlier today. Every single player in LIV Golf wants to compete in the majors. That's just, at the end of the day, that's where they're looking at those. How many majors do you have? And that's the biggest point of it. So I feel like that's why it doesn't surprise me at all. I think it's just going to be that much better for golf, and I feel like it's going to tune up all the players that much more, and we can finally quiet the haters on, oh, well, they can only play for 3 days. Bullshit. Like, come on. Are we serious? These guys are competing every single day.
You mentioned the players, and the current CEO of the LIV Golf League, Scott O'Neill, has certainly cemented himself as a player's leader. Like, he has put himself in the forefront. If you watched the behind the scenes little like 8-episode miniseries they did last year when he came onto the scene, the first meeting he had was with every single player. He sat them down and he said, people have said bad things about you. You need to put that in the rearview mirror and move forward. Like, it's time for us to take this league forward. We cannot sit here and think about everything that everyone said bad about this league in the past. This has to be a league that's moving in one direction, and that's towards the goal of being the best league in the world. And how do you do that? You mentioned one of the things, like, you have to acknowledge that there is this ecosystem in golf that revolves around the World Golf Rankings points. I mean, if you can't acknowledge that, then you're just lying about the sport, because the most powerful entities in golf are the ones who hold those World Golf Rankings points: Augusta National, the USGA, the R&A. But they still have the power because they still have that seat at the OWGR. And as long as the majors, who have done a good job of trying to get the LIV guys in with 1 or 2 extra invites here or there, as long as those majors are part of the OWGR, like, LIV has to be a part of the OWGR. They just had to be. And Jon Rahm said it from the beginning, you know, like, we might have to consider going to 72 holes. We might have to consider going to 72 holes. And, you know, there's no way this happens without Rahm on board, without Bryson on board, without Wacko on board, without DJ on board, without having the stars of the league on board. And Scott O'Neill listened to his stars and did the right thing for his players. That's first. His 1A to the players being number one is the fans. And the fans deserve the best league, the best players in the world from top to bottom on the roster. The names are great all the way through the league, pretty much. Like, they're almost all recognizable. But a lot of these guys are 40 plus years old. Like, how long was LIV Golf's plan to keep Ian Poulter in the league playing at a lower level. Like, Ian Poulter's a great guy, perfect for the sport, perfect for the league. But that's not, there's only so long that Ian Poulter can go out there and hold his own, even for 54 holes. This league needs to look toward the future. And the future of the league, a lot is like half the roster being gone in the next like 2 seasons. All of these big name players are in their 40s, 50 years old. Like, that can only take you so far. And then eventually the fans are going to demand that the competition gets stronger. Like, the entertainment is there. They do such a great job on site. No one who's gone to a LIV Golf event has walked away and said, I didn't have a great time. Like, I can be certain of that. And the next step from having a great time in person is having people tune in to watch a great competition every single time they play. It's great at the top. The top guys are great. There's major winners. And, now we've got 22-year-olds and 21-year-olds kind of infusing some young talent. And the teams are starting to form identities, and people around the world are connecting with the teams little by little. But the competition has not been the highest level. It just hasn't. And the only way to make the competition the highest level is to entice the better players to come to the LIV Golf League. The money is not the be-all and end-all for all these guys. When it comes to what this league needs, the league isn't tied to anything, which is the best part about the league. It's not tied to anything. 54 holes did not define this league in any way, in my mind. Said it from the beginning. If they played 10,000 holes, that'd be better than 54. If they played 55 holes, that's better than 54. And you just said it. And that's just better for the fans. As a fan of the league, what is the if you could find a downside in this, I would love to hear
it. There is no downside to it. I'll try to pick my brain real quick on a downside to it. Someone could get injured. Like, there's no downside to this. Like, there's absolutely no downside to having a 4th day. There really isn't. Every other DP World Tour plays 4 days. A PGA Tour plays 4 days. Like, that, there's no downside to this at all. All they're doing is adding a day on Thursday. Like, that's it. But global golf it's just so much bigger. You just have so much more into it. Just like the PGA Tour are talking about having more events played in the Northeast because they don't get to do those things because they just limit. They're like, no, we're playing in Florida and that's what we're doing. And we're playing over here and that's what we're doing. Like, you get to go play in so many different countries. I think that's so much. It just grows so much for other countries. It helps them out. Just like the Olympics, when we're moving around from place to place to place, they're just growing the game so much more because you're just adding such a bigger fan base to it. And to touch base on some of the things that we were talking about before, this is probably the biggest change to LIV Golf since Jon Rahm signed. And I think Jon Rahm signing was the biggest thing in LIV Golf. And this is the newest, biggest thing because what Scott said before, he wants to evolve LIV Golf. And this is the next step. And whether people think like, oh, they're just doing it just like everybody else, this is the thing that needs to be done to evolve the sport. Like, it absolutely has to. If we want to be on the same level as everybody else, we have to compete at the same amount. All the captains had the exact same thing. DJ said it, Bryson said it, Jon Rahm said it, Waco said it. Like, they all completely understand it. They're all completely on board. Like, they're all for it. And hats off to Scott to actually talk to all the players, to be for it and to be like, hey, this is what we're up against right now. What are your thoughts on this? And like, do you want to move forward with this? Because he could have just said, you know what, we're playing 72 holes and that's the end of it. But to at least get them involved with it and have a conversation, I think that's a great stepping stone. And I do think in the next 2 years, we're going to see a lot more players move towards LIV for those reasons.
I agree with everything you're saying there. I think the one sticking point for, it's like hard to even describe the type, for those who have bought in so hard to LIV Golf having to be different and having to have its own personality, and feeling like 54 holes was part of their personality, feeling like sticking it to the establishment, which I totally for. Like, let's stick it to the establishment, but let's stick it to the establishment by getting equal or more WGR points for our events, by bringing over better players, making a better field. When those points come and the better players come and the fields are better at the LIV Golf events and the LIV Golf players get more points than the PGA Tour, like, it's going to become the premier golf league. that's the step. Like you can't see that when you're in it, and you're so committed to everything has to be a rebellious move, and we can't be anything like the PGA Tour. We have to be our own thing. That worked to get that first initial burst of players, those personalities. That really did work, and that was a great phase. This is the next phase. Like you mentioned, Scott and the captains are ready for the league is ready for the next phase. They've got Callaway, they've got Ping, they've got, mega sponsors, a Fox deal like on TV.
That's such a big part that you bring up. All those sponsors, all of those sponsors is such a huge deal because those big names that come into it, and a huge one is Fox. Fox coming into it, and nothing against WB because it's just, they're not that type of platform that gets so many viewers. Fox does. It's a needle pusher. It is. And it's only going to get bigger. It is. It's only going to get bigger. And I know I'm looking way too far forward on this, but if everything still runs the track of like where LIV is going and where we're moving in this direction, there's going to come a point 6 to 8 years from now where it's like, why would you not go play for LIV, where you have a contract, where you're guaranteed where you're playing? You have a team on top of that. You have just a much larger spot, and you still get your World Golf ranking points that you can still compete in the majors.
I can't say it's blown my mind, but it's confusing that people who want to see the league successful don't see how this puts the league on a path to being not only successful, but like you just mentioned, like the go-to place to play professional golf, which is what the goal is for the league, is to be the go-to, is to be the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid's dream of being the next captain of Crushers GC. Like that's the goal of the league. And in order to do that, like they need to put their players in the best position for their careers.
I completely agree. And I feel like we are just a couple steps away in that scenario for it. And it's one of those things where the PGA Tour, they have shackles on their players. Like they do. Golf is allowing you to do your own thing, have your own media, get in front of a camera and be able to talk about yourself and promote yourself for those reasons. So it just makes so much more sense than that aspect for it. But I'm really happy to see the extra day added on for it. I really think it's a good move, and I feel like I really did see it coming. It just makes all of the sense. It does. And it makes it just seem more structured to where everything else will go. Because what's the next thing that you can't say that we can't get ranking points for? Like,
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. It just
seems like they're checking the boxes to get a permit. I feel like I'm applying for a fence permit right now.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about all the positives because it's just all positive, but we really needed to get this out there.
Hold on, you got a negative? What's your negative?
No, I mean, there's the negative is that there will be a group of LIV Golf supporters who are against this change, and that will not help the league.
If you were to pick three things these haters would say, what would they be? I'd love to try to combat them.
Yeah, that they took a knee to the establishment. They are the PGA Tour light, that that everything that the Rebel Breakaway League that came into existence stood for is now on the table to disappear. Shotgun start, music.
All right. So let me answer those. First one was we bent the knee
to the OWGR and the PGA Tour and all those other parties.
All right. Do we want to evolve, or do we want to just have our pride and die? Okay. I'm okay with evolving and moving on from that. The second one is we're following the PGA rules. The majors are not PGA. They play 4 days. Here we go. I don't think that's a good one either. What was your third one?
It's not a good one. It's not a good one. No, I mean, none of them are good ones. And the last one is that everything is on the table to disappear now. That once you say, okay, we're going to give up our 54-hole stance, shotgun starts go out the window. And then it's like a slippery slope. Then the next thing is, all right, we're not playing music while they're hitting golf balls. And then the next thing is, the team competition is no longer part of the league.
First of all, the shotgun start is great for so many different reasons. For if you want to be able to watch the entire round in 4.5 to 5 hours max. And I watch golf. all day long. I'll leave it on TV the entire time, but it starts at 7:30 in the morning and it ends at like 5 p.m. I don't know if you have that time. I don't. I just leave it running the entire time and I watch the players that I want to watch. It's impossible to see all that. That shotgun start is absolutely amazing for the fact that you're done just like your normal golf round is done in 4 days. I managed to play in 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was absolutely amazing. So like you can find it in that time period where you can actually have a timetable that you can sit down and watch some golf. So I feel like the shotgun start, there's no reason why you can't do that. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do a shotgun start.
They've already committed to that, by the way. It's already still there. And the same thing with the team competition. Like they're committed to the teams. The franchise model is the LIV model. Ping is involved in a franchise. Callaway's involved in a franchise. There are other, golf companies that are going to be involved in franchises. That's the model. That's it. To say that's going to go away is you're piling on for piling on's sake. You're making a straw man argument about this because you dislike the fact that there's more LIV golf, which is so insanely weird.
Team golf is, and I've said this before on other episodes, team golf is the favorite thing that I like about golf. Maybe because I just came from sports with team-oriented items, but it's so cool to be able to root for a entity that's a group, and you have so many people backing you. You have everybody wearing those Torquay or Crushers or whatever team it may be in that aspect for it. And I feel like it just makes the players that much closer together because honestly, in the PGA, everybody is their own contractor. Like they are for themselves, and we see it. And that's why, and I don't want to dive into this too much, but that's why Europe is so much stronger in that aspect for it because they are a lot closer, and you see a lot more of that. Where it's nice to see LIV where they have a team. Whether it was the majors, and a couple of them, they had all the LIV players just waiting to watch the final players show up. Whether it was Bryson or if it was John Rahm. It was very cool to see that whole entire backing, that group just backing up those players. And that's what it should be. We are here for the sport of golf. We're not here to say this one's better than that one or that one's better than this one. If you like golf, you like golf. And you want to watch this and you want to see everybody compete together. We are all evolving. Whether it's the PGA, they made their elevated events, they're also trying to change things to make things better. We are here to make things better. And I feel like we're not going away. If anyone thinks that we are, we're not going away. And these are clearly the things that are just saying, hey, we are adapting to the situation. We're pivoting. We're doing the thing that's absolutely right. That's going to make this needle move.
You're right. And I'm sorry for anyone who got their feelings hurt by LIV Golf going to 72 holes. I hope you still support the league. We need to adapt. We need to do what's best for the players, the fans, the league.
Yeah, we're just growing.
Just grow, exactly. And I'll say it again as we wrap up the show. Thank you, Scott O'Neill. Thank you, LIV Golf League, for taking the opportunity and moving the league forward. That's all we've ever wanted, was the league to move in the right direction. And this is a huge step, possibly the biggest step in the history of the league. I mean, there's not much else left to say. We're happy to hear from people who dislike the change or people who love the change. Drop us something in the comments. We will definitely get back to you. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube. If you can't find us, we're still going to be 54 Golf. Maybe we'll have some fun. Nah, 54golfusa@gmail.com. You can text Austin at 845. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so maybe we'll have a fun episode where we pick some non-54 golf names for our show. We'd love to hear what your suggestions are. I'm sure those would be hysterical. So anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, 72 holes, baby. We get LIV Golf on Thursdays. I am freaking so pumped.
I'm ready.
I'm so pumped. I cannot wait for the season to start. Let's get the fuck out of here.